How's it going, everybody? Today I am doing a review of a band that I didn't really used to care for that much, but I decided to give them a listen, and, well, I wasn't really disappointed. This is Kiss, Dressed to Kill. Now, I know a lot of people now will probably say, why? Why would you not like Kiss? And simple reason being is because, to me, especially at the time, they seemed like just a party rock band. You know, they just songs about rockin', party, yeah. And I wasn't into that kind of thing, and I still don't really like that kind of stuff. You know, I like music that actually has stories to them or have actual good lyrics, good music. You know, it's got to really mesh together. It's got to work well. And I didn't think that that's what Kiss was, but when I listened to this, it was somewhat what I expected. It did have a lot of love songs, which is perfectly fine. It had a lot more, you know, love songs and stuff. It still had your party songs, but it wasn't really what I expected. I didn't really know exactly what I was going to expect. I just thought that I wouldn't like it. And I actually decided to take notes for this review, so wow, I'm actually progressing as a reviewer. I'm taking notes for a change. First thing I want to start off with, though, is that the album, it has a pretty weak opener. It didn't open up very good with Room Service. I didn't enjoy the track very much. I don't think it was a very good choice for an opener. It seemed much more of an album filler. But it did have good instrumentation in the song. The lyrics were pretty weak, though. That was the low point in the song. But the album did progress afterwards. After the first song, and from Two Timers onward, the album progressed very well. I enjoy a lot of the solos on the album, especially on the track Ladies in Waiting. Nice twin guitar solo there. The album, it really encompasses the rock and roll attitude, the whole atmosphere of it. It's what people wanted in the 70s. It's what it was. And it's especially shown, oh my god, I can't even talk right now. It's especially shown in songs like Get Away, Love Her All I Can, and of course Rock and Roll All Night, the song that a lot of people know from the record. And then some interesting songs that kind of took an odd turn for me, such as Rock Bottom, which had a very almost ballad-esque opening guitar part that lasted probably about a little over a minute and a half, something like that. It was a very ballad-esque twin guitar acoustics, and I thought it was going to go into more of a ballad-type song. And then it just cuts off and goes straight to a rock song. It seemed very out of place. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this is going to be a slower song. It's going to be that song on the album. And then it just takes a turn and sort of just picks up like any of the other songs would have started off. So it seemed very out of place. I feel like they just came up with that acoustic guitar part. Very nice sounding, and they didn't exactly write a song around it, but they incorporated it into one of their songs, just using it as an opening bit. And that guitar part sounds like... so, I never really... A lot of people know that I review X Japan on here. X Japan is my second favorite band of all time, and they were heavily inspired by Kiss. That's one of the reasons why I actually really wanted to listen to Kiss, because I'm like, well, if one of my favorite bands was heavily inspired by them, I want to see what was so incredibly special about them. And from listening to this record, there's not really too much that's special about them. They're just a good rock and roll band. But I did hear in this rock bottom acoustic intro what would influence X Japan in some of their songs musically, especially on songs from their Jealousy album, like Voiceless Screaming and Pata's Nap, both from Jealousy, both good tracks. They both have a similar acoustic sound that the beginning of Rock Bottom had. And that's the very first thing that I thought of when I first heard that acoustic bit. I did like it, but it just took that odd turn that I didn't expect into just being another one of the regular rock songs that I expected to hear throughout the rest of the record. She and Love's... keep fucking up. Love Her All I Can and She were both much more riff-driven songs, though. I did enjoy those two. I enjoyed the guitar riffs in the songs. The other ones sort of followed just a standard 2-3 chord progression. But the latter songs on the album did follow more of a guitar riff. Great solos on them as well. I enjoyed those too. The album was ending on a very good note. It ended on a good note, especially with Rock and Roll All Night, the song that, of course, is what the album is known for. So it's just party rock and roll, though. That's mostly what it is to me. Kiss is a band that, in my opinion, I don't know if this is exactly what they do, but this is just how I feel like Kiss works as a band. They focus more on the music than they do on the lyrics, because musically the songs are somewhat diverse. Like I said, I enjoyed the riffs that appeared on songs on the latter half of the album. They got great solos in the songs, and I feel like they focus more on the music as a band and the instrumentation, and the lyrics is just added in there, sort of like what Kurt Cobain said about his songs and Nirvana's songs, is that he comes up with the music and then he just comes up with some lyrics just so that they could go with the song. He didn't really put a whole lot of effort into the lyrics of Nirvana songs. Some of them he did, but he was mainly just about the music for his songs. And I feel like that's what Kiss is more about. Not saying that their lyrics are bad. I'm not saying that they don't put effort into their songs. Of course, they do put effort into the lyrics. I'm sure everybody does, of course. But I feel like they're a more musically driven band. They focus a lot more on the music. And that's perfectly fine. That's just how I feel about them. I don't know if that's how they work. But that's just how I feel like how they work. And maybe that's just how they worked on this record. But a couple of the best songs on the album were easily Come On and Love Me and Two Timer. I enjoyed those two very much. And the worst track, and I hate to say it, because openers are always supposed to be what gives you the best impression of how the album is going to turn out. But this album did not start off on a very good note, in my opinion. The worst song, in my opinion, or least favorite, I didn't enjoy it that much though, was Room Service, the opening track. I feel like if they had opened the track, or if they had opened the album with Two Timer or Ladies in Waiting, and maybe switched Room Service with one of those tracks, or switched it overall, then it would have been a lot more of a stronger opening. I didn't care for the lyrics very much for the song. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I will actually rate this album. I know that I haven't been rating albums recently, just a new rating system, but I'm gonna do it now. I will rate this album a 6 out of 10. It's not horrible, you know. It's just a good party rock and roll record. And I'm not saying that that's what all their other albums are like, but I have a strong feeling that that's mostly what they're about. That's like what AC/DC is about. AC/DC is just a band. They just rock. That's it. Just party music to me. And there are certain songs for AC/DC that stand out as well. I'm not trying to go on to a whole different band here, but certain songs like Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, Hell's Bells, those songs stand out because they don't sound like all the others. There's, of course, that popular thing that every AC/DC song sounds exactly the same, which it does. I don't want to tell everybody, but of course everybody already knows by now because there's going to be a lot of people that hate me for that, but a lot of their stuff sounds the same. Not saying that they're bad. Kiss, though, Kiss reminds me of AC/DC in the sense that they're a party band, but that their songs don't sound the same. So there's good merit to it. But thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of the album in the comments below. And yeah, see you in the next video.